Did you know that strong leadership can build a learning culture where failures, whether big or small, are consistently reported, deeply analyzed, and used as opportunities to grow? That's right, embracing failure can be the secret to building strong teams. In this video, we're going to delve into the concept of failure and its importance in building resilient teams. We'll debunk common misconceptions about failure, share strategies for learning from setbacks, and discuss how to create a supportive environment that encourages growth from every misstep. Stay with me to the end to see real-life examples and learn actionable strategies that you can implement within your own team. We'll explore how to turn setbacks into comebacks and how to cultivate a team culture that embraces failure, learning, and growth. Remember, failure doesn't signify the end of success. It's an integral part of success. So let's reframe our view of failure together, shall we? Let's get started. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Lauren, a coach for new leaders. I focus on leadership, team dynamics, and personal growth. If these topics resonate with you, please hit the subscribe button for more insights and strategies. So let's transform our understanding of failure together and in the process build stronger, more resilient teams. Stay tuned and let's dive in. First, let's talk about what is failure. As a leader, failure can often feel like a dark cloud looming over your team. You may see missed deadlines, unmet targets, or projects that didn't deliver as expected. You might witness conflict within your team, miscommunication, or a lack of motivation. Imagine you've been working on a project for months. Your team has been burning the midnight oil, pouring their heart and soul into this endeavor. There was a buzz in the air, a sense of anticipation, and then launch day arrives. But instead of the fireworks you were expecting, there's silence. The response is lukewarm at best. It feels like a punch in the gut. This, my friends, is what failure might look like. Failure can also show up as conflict within the team. Disagreements that used to lead to innovative solutions are now causing friction, creating factions. Communication breaks down, trust erodes. It's a hard pill to swallow, but this too is a form of failure. In these moments, it's easy to feel disheartened, to question your leadership, or to even start pointing fingers. But I want you to take a deep breath, step back, and see the situation from a different perspective. Recognizing these signs of failure is the first step towards addressing them. It requires us, as leaders, to listen actively, to observe keenly, and to approach our team with humility and empathy. It involves acknowledging our own shortcomings, being transparent about our challenges, and creating an environment where everyone feels safe to share their struggles. Failure is not something to be feared or avoided. It's a part of your journey, a stepping stone on the path to success. Embracing it allows you to learn, grow, and ultimately build stronger, more resilient teams. Remember, you're in this with your team. Their failure is your failure, and your success is their success. Together, you can turn setbacks into comebacks and turn failure into fuel for growth. Failure is an invitation to learn, to grow, and to innovate. It's a chance to reassess the way you work, to recognize the gaps in your knowledge or skills, and to fill them. It's an opportunity for the team to come together, to support each other, and to emerge stronger and more unified. So, as a leader, when you see failure, don't view it as a setback. Instead, see it as a stepping stone towards improvement, a catalyst for change, and a testament to the courage of your team for daring to try, to innovate, and sometimes to fail. Let's take a moment to reshape the narrative. Imagine a world where failure is not just accepted, but embraced as a vital part of growth and resilience. Have you ever watched a toddler learning to walk? Each stumble, each fall, they get up again with relentless determination, their resilience shining through. They learn from each misstep, adjusting their balance, refining their coordination, until one day they're walking and then running. This is the power of learning from failure, a power we often forget as we get older. Let me share a story with you. A few years ago, I was coaching a team on a project we were all incredibly passionate about. We had an innovative concept, a solid plan, and a dedicated team. However, when we launched, the response was underwhelming. It felt as if our months of hard work had been in vain. The team was disheartened, and so was I. But then, something unexpected happened. Instead of letting the setback pull us apart, we used it to come together. We sat down as a team, opened up about our disappointment, and shared our perspectives on where we went wrong. This wasn't a blame game, it was a learning session. Each failure was treated not as a mistake, but as a lesson. We learned the importance of market research. Our product was innovative, but it didn't address a pressing need for our target audience. We discovered that our communication had gaps. While we understood our product perfectly, we hadn't conveyed its value effectively to our customers. And perhaps most importantly, we realized that failure wasn't fatal. It stung, yes, but it also made us stronger and more resilient. This experience taught us that failure is not something to fear. It's a tool for growth, a teacher of resilience. It shows us where we're weak so we can become stronger. It uncovers our blind spots so we can see clearly. It knocks us down so we can learn to pick ourselves back up. Now, let's consider another real-world example. A software development team at a tech startup was working on an ambitious project. Despite their individual competencies, the project failed. The product was full of bugs, and customers were dissatisfied. In many organizations, this might signal blame games, finger pointing, or even job losses. But this startup chose a different path. They saw this failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. Together, they analyzed what went wrong, identified areas for improvement, and implemented changes. They held open, honest discussions about their mistakes, creating an environment of trust and transparency. No one person was singled out. Instead, it was a collective responsibility. This experience brought them closer as a team and taught them valuable lessons that they carried forward into their future projects. Their failure, instead of breaking them, made them more resilient. It fostered a culture of innovation, risk-taking, and continuous learning. Because they knew they could fail and learn from it, they weren't afraid to push boundaries and think outside the box. This is the power of embracing failure. When we view failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone to success, we build teams that are resilient, innovative, and continuously learning. We create a safe space where everyone feels valued and heard, where diverse perspectives are welcomed, and where every mistake is seen as an opportunity for growth. So let's change our perspective on failure. Let's see it for what it truly is, an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to grow, to come together as a team. Because when we embrace failure, we don't just build teams that can withstand setbacks, we build teams that can turn those setbacks into comebacks. And that, my friends, is the true power of failure. So, as a leader, how do you help your team learn from these setbacks? How do you stop the shame spiral from tanking your team morale? You start by gathering your team and acknowledging the setback. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just raw, honest transparency. You affirm their feelings, let them know that it's okay to feel disappointed, to feel frustrated. You listen to their concerns, their doubts, their fears. You validate them, you empathize with them. Because you're not just their leader, you're part of the team. You don't start finger pointing or blaming or calling anyone out. You succeed as a team, so you fail as a team. Then you shift the focus from the setback to the learnings. You ask them, what can we learn from this? How can we grow from this? You encourage them to share their thoughts, their insights, their ideas. You create a safe space for open, honest conversation where every voice is heard, every perspective is valued. You own your part as part of the team. Together, you dissect the setback. You analyze what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how it can be avoided in the future. You identify areas for improvement, opportunities for growth, and then you make a plan to learn from this setback, to use it as fuel for your journey to success. You reassure your team that setbacks are not failures, but stepping stones on the path to success. You remind them that they are resilient, that they are capable, and that they have the power to turn this setback into a comeback. And finally, you thank them. You thank them for their hard work, their dedication, their courage to try, and sometimes to fail. Because without them, there would be no team, no journey, and no success. This is how a leader can help a team learn from setbacks, not by avoiding them or hiding from them or pretending it didn't happen, but by embracing them, learning from them, and growing from them. Because setbacks are not the end of the road, but the beginning of a new path. A path paved with lessons learned, bonds strengthened, and a team fortified for future challenges. So, how do you embrace failure with your team? Here are a few strategies. Start with creating open communication. Create a safe space where everyone can express their feelings about the failure without fear of judgment or retribution. This could be a team meeting, a one-on-one conversation, or even some sort of anonymous feedback survey. Use active listening. As you engage in these conversations, remember to listen more than you speak. Allow your team members to share their perspectives, their frustrations, and their ideas. Validate their experiences and show them that their voices matter. Just have a humble inquiry. Ask questions that invite reflection and insight. Instead of, why did we fail? Ask, what can we learn from this experience? This shifts the focus from blame to growth, fostering a culture of continuous learning. Start some collective solution finding. Once you've identified the lessons from your failure, involve the whole team in finding solutions. This not only leverages the diverse skills and perspectives within your team, but also instills a sense of ownership and commitment to the new course of action. Make your actions transparent. Communicate clearly about the steps that you're taking to address the failure and prevent its recurrence. This transparency builds trust and shows your team that their input has led to tangible changes. Remember, we're all human. We all stumble, we all fall, but it's in rising again and learning from our failures that we truly grow. So let's embrace this journey together. Let's create a culture where failure is not a taboo, but a stepping stone towards success. After all, it's through navigating storms that we become skilled sailors. How can a leader create a supportive environment? Picture this. You're standing in front of your team, all eyes on you. Some faces reflect concern, others confusion, a few even show fear. You've just shared the news that your latest project didn't meet its objectives. It's a failure. As a leader, this could be one of the hardest moments you face, but it's also one of the most critical ones, because it's in these moments that you have the power to either create a culture of blame and fear or to foster an environment of trust, learning, and growth. You take a deep breath, look at your team, and say, "We failed." And that's okay. We took a risk and it didn't pay off this time, but that doesn't mean we're failures. It means we dared to try, to innovate, and that's something to be proud of. We're not here to play it safe. We're here to learn, grow, and push boundaries. You assure them that every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. You value their efforts, their courage to step out of their comfort zones. You promise to analyze what went wrong together as a team. You'll identify areas for improvement and implement changes. You assure them that nobody will be singled out or blamed. Instead, you'll take collective responsibility and move forward together. This is how you create a supportive environment that encourages growth from every misstep, by being empathetic, transparent, and humble, by valuing diverse perspectives and promoting active listening, by creating a safe space where everyone feels heard and valued, where failure is seen not as a setback but as an opportunity for growth. Because when your team knows that they can stumble, fall, and still get back up with your support, they won't be afraid to take risks, to innovate, and to grow. And that's when you'll see your team truly shine. As we wrap up, I want to remind you of something incredibly important. Each one of you, as a new leader, are on a journey. It's a journey that's brimming with promise, but also laden with challenges. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video today, it's this. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall. Remember, just like the toddler learning to walk, your missteps are not setbacks. They are opportunities for growth. The project that didn't take off, the team conflict that left you feeling drained, the decision that didn't pan out as planned, these aren't failures, they're lessons. They're stepping stones on your path to becoming a more resilient leader. Your strength lies not in never failing, but in rising every time you do. It's in being open about your struggles, transparent about your mistakes, and humble enough to learn from them. It's in actively listening to your team, validifying their experiences, and fostering an environment where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. I understand that this journey can be overwhelming. There might be days when you question your capabilities, moments when you feel lost, but remember, you're not alone. As a coach supporting new leaders, I'm here for you. If you're struggling, if you're unsure, use the link below to reach out. Let's navigate this journey together, one step at a time. Remember, you're not just a leader, you're a beacon of hope, a pillar of strength, and a source of inspiration for your team. And I have no doubt that you'll shine brightly in your role. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leading with empathy and authenticity.